Over the past 2 days, we have explored exciting developments in AI and its growing impact on education, research, and professional practice. The insightful sessions have introduced us to innovate AI tools and practical strategies that can enhance teaching, learning, and academic productivity. Today, we continue this journey with another enriching session focused on AI tools for student project, internship, and career readiness. It is my privilege to introduce our esteemed resource person for today's session, Dr. Nidin G. Sir. Dr. Nidin G. Sir is an AI researcher, educator, entrepreneur, and the founder and CEO of Logic Box Innovation Private Limited. He holds a PhD in Electronics and Communication Engineering from NIT Calicut, where his research focused on epilepsy detection, prediction, and epileptogenic zone identification from EEG signals using machine learning and graph theory. Passionate about empowering students and educators through emerging technologies such as AI, robotics, programming, and innovation, Dr. Nitinji sir has extensive experience in research, product development, and technology education. Through his work, he has mentored thousands of learners and contributed to the development of practical AI solutions for real world applications. His mission is to inspire the next generation of creators, innovators, and problem solvers, equipping them with the skills and mindset needed to thrive in the rapidly evolving digital age. We are truly honored to have him with us today and are confident that his expertise and experience will make today's session both insightful and inspiring. On behalf of the Department of Robotics and AI, the organizing committee, and all the participants, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Nidin G. Sir. Welcome, sir. Sir, now the session is yours.
Thank you, Gauri. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I hope you can see me as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll share my screen right now. Just give me a second. I think you can see my screen as well.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible completely? Is there any blocks present like this? I can see on my screen I have some windows open. That's why I asked.
Yes, sir. Some black mark.
Black portions are there, no? There's the issue with Zoom actually. Okay. I'll try to take on. Okay. That's better, right? Okay, okay, fine. So let's slowly get started. First of all, thank you all for being here and thank you for inviting me for this particular FDP. I have been hearing a number of sessions over the past couple of days, I hope. And today my agenda is to talk about AI tools for student projects, internships, and career readiness. As Gauri has already given an idea about me, I'm the CEO of Logicbox Innovation Private Limited, and my name is Nitin. I've been working in this AI landscape for almost more than 10 years now. From 2015 onwards, I've been in this area. And during my PhD as well, I was completely concentrating in this AI part itself for biomedical research. That's what I've been working on, right? And before my PhD, for a short time, I was working as an assistant professor in one of the engineering colleges in Kerala itself. So after that, I went for PhD. During my teaching phase, I always felt like, no, I'll explain all those things at a later point. So I've been in the academia. What I was trying to tell you is I've been in the academia, and after that, I moved on to research, and currently I am working in the industry. So I have the experience, what you people expect from somebody, right? So I know what you people are going through because I was a teacher. And after that, I became a researcher, and now I'm in the industry. So I know what is being taught in the academia and what we were doing in during our research days and what we expect when we interview someone from outside. So I'm going to explain almost all those things during the next 45 minutes. That's the plan. I'll be dividing this session into mainly two parts. First part will be AI tools for student projects, and then AI tools for internships and career readiness. I will be showing you some of the major tools available. And this is a constantly evolving landscape. The past couple or 3 years, a number of tools have emerged, and in the next couple of years, again, more tools are going to be there. So just take this as one step. Then there will be better tools in the coming months or years as well. So just keep an eye on them as well. So I'm just introducing you to some of the tools I'm familiar with. Okay. So let's slowly get started. Let's not waste too much time. So AI in higher education, AI supports students across mainly four dimensions of their academic and professional journey. Mainly, first one will be learning, and second one will be research. Third one will be to develop some applications and things, and finally, once they want to look for some jobs, how can we prepare them for career oriented preparation, so they can use AI for that thing. So these four areas, our students can use AI. Right. First thing is learning. Right. While we were doing our BTech or MTech days, we didn't have this much AI to support us. Currently, AI is there to give us explanations on personalized explanations. If we are not clear with a particular concept, or if we are not okay with some teachers' teaching styles, then we can definitely go get the help from AI. We can ask for personalized explanations or some concept clarifications on some portions, or just one day before the exam, we can ask AI to summarize everything and give us an idea on that. So many things can be done with the help of AI for learning things, and definitely you can expect as teachers, you should know that students will be doing the same. And as teachers, you can also use the same tool to teach students as well, right? You can prepare lesson plans, so you can ask AI how you can explain things in a better way. By the way, I mentioned that I worked in an engineering college for one semester alone. Back then, I joined, as far as I remember, I joined in that college in February month, 1st of February, and it was way back in 2015, I think. At that time, 1 month was already over. That semester has started 1 month back, January 1st or December last week. The semester had started. And I joined there after completing my MTech in signal processing. By the way, I'm from electronics and communication engineering background. After that, I did my MTech in signal processing. I joined that engineering college as assistant professor, and they gave me a subject to teach. And if you're a electronics and communication engineering person, you should know this subject. The subject was antennas and propagation. That's one of the toughest subject for me while I was doing my BTech. And in my MTech, I did something absolutely different, something else. And when I joined there, all the senior teachers have taken all the easy subjects, and the only one that was left was this antennas and propagation. And they assigned that task to me, but I had absolutely no idea what has to be taught in that particular subject. So every night I used to spend at least 3 or 4 hours without sleeping to study these things and teach them the next day. And the worst part was 1 month was already over in that college. Nobody to test that subject. So I had to complete the whole syllabus in less than 3 months. So I really struggled during that period. I just wish if AI was available at that particular point, so that I could have created a proper lesson plan. I could have simply uploaded syllabus and asked AI to help me do this, right? So that was a struggling point. If AI was there, I could have simply tried that one. Anyways, within the next 3 months, I left that college. I just escaped. I just went for my PhD, and right now I'm doing something else. Okay. So you can definitely use AI for learning purpose and teaching purpose as well. You'll be able to use artificial intelligence and research purpose. While I was doing my research, again, AI was not really there. AI was in the early stage. So you can use AI for literature review. You can use AI for summarization purpose. You can use AI for citation management. We'll be covering different tools in the coming minutes. I'll be sharing you some of the tools I'm familiar with. And then once you do some research, you want to develop something. Most of the people struggle with coding, right? So currently there are coding assistants available. Design support can be done with the help of AI. Data analysis can be done with the help of AI. Again, a number of tools are available for all these tasks. And finally, the student has to go out and find a job. Currently, AI can help them to build proper ATS supported resumes, They can even do some interview practices, or even they can identify the skill gaps present so that they can upskill themselves before going for an interview. So these are the major areas in which a student or a teacher can help students with the help of AI, right? So as I mentioned in the first section, I'll be talking about AI tools for student projects. Student project can be divided into 5 different life cycle stages, from ideation to presentation, right? These are the different steps available. Student has to initially identify a particular idea. They have to find an idea. You'll be telling them as guides. You people might be telling them to find an idea on this area. I'm an expert in this area. Please go and find a topic in this one. That's most probably you'll be telling them something like that, because I did it while I was in college, and they came up with some idea. I didn't even have any. I didn't know what they were trying to do. I just had some vague idea. These days we can use AI for idea generation, and once they come up with an idea, we can use AI to do the research as well, so that we can find some gap areas inside that, something specific. And once we have that found that gap area, we can again use AI for the planning purpose. What are the tools we have to use, or what are the technologies that should be used in order to develop this particular project? So we can use AI for planning purpose. And finally, if you want to build it, then again, you can use AI tools. And finally, documentation and presentation, definitely you'll be able to use AI. I'll be showing you some of the tools for these things. Right? That's the plan. So if you're talking about idea generation, obviously all of you will be using AI on a daily basis, knowingly and unknowingly. And most of the times, you'll be using ChatGPT knowingly, right? That's one AI tool we use on a daily basis. If you ask me, every day, the first thing I do after coming to office is open ChatGPT, and I'll plan even my daily planning goes to ChatGPT these days is being done by ChatGPT. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Cloud, everything is too good. ChatGPT has the early coming advantage. They came to the market early, so most of us rely on that more, I hope. Other than that, Google Gemini and Cloud are equally good these days. Right? For some applications, earlier, maybe 6 months back, Google Gemini's Nana Banana was the best tool to generate images. Currently, if you ask me, most of our posters and other things are being generated by ChatGPT. We used to hire designers for these purposes earlier for our company. Right now, most of the things are being done by ChatGPT or Google Gemini itself. So ChatGPT's image generation tool has overtook Gemini recently. The next update of Gemini is going to be ChatGPT again. So this is a healthy war for users, I guess. So again, for idea generation, definitely we can use ChatGPT to generate project ideas. If students have to generate find some ideas in a particular area, they can simply ask ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude. You can simply ask them, suggest, find your project ideas in IoT for sustainable agriculture, and then definitely they're going to tell us these are the areas you could work on. These are some of the topics you could work on, and the students could again ask them, okay, I would like to make these kinds of modifications. Is it possible? Then definitely AI is going to reply back, okay, these are the things possible. These are not possible. Likewise, they can ask as the real mentor. As teachers, sometimes we might not be an expert in the topic students are coming up with. Right? I faced that one. As I mentioned, while I was teaching, I didn't even know some of the topics students came up with. I just read through some of those things, and I browsed through the internet and tried to find some ideas. Still, the idea was pretty vague. But right now, with the help of AI, students can create solid ideas, and you can verify them, validate them with the help of AI as well. Whenever students come up with something, you can simply check, is that something simple, or is that something useful, or how they are going to do it, all those things. You can also explore with the help of AI. So make use of that. For ideation, definitely AI can be used, right? And once an idea is fixed, student project has been decided, okay, this is the topic the people are going to do as the final year project. Once that's done, the next thing is research and literature review. Most of the times in Indian scenario, this academic project is a gimmick. 90% of the students simply buy this academic project from somewhere else and submit it into the college, right? We know it, but still we kind of allow that. And the fun part is, I was very angry with students during my college days for doing this. I wanted them to do it themselves, but they used to buy it from somewhere else and pretend that it was really done by them. And I knew immediately that that's the case. And after I came up from there, and while I was doing my PhD, I used to do the same projects and sell it to students. I used to do that as to get pocket money. I used to do the same thing. So kind of I did just the opposite. Anyways, these days we don't have to do something like that. From generate ideas, we can use AI. Solid ideas will be there. Once we have an idea, we can go for this kinds of literature review and do a proper research on that particular topic with the help of AI. I'll just introduce some of the tools. Again, let me tell you, there are a number of tools every year or every month. There are tools being released. There may be, these are some of the tools I feel like the best currently available. There might be better tools as well, which I haven't noticed. Okay. So just keep an eye on them. Just use this as starting points. Okay. So if you are a researcher, just keep an eye on these websites. Okay, first one is Elicit. I'll just show you this one. This is an excellent tool to find research papers. Earlier, we used to browse through multiple websites to find the proper research papers, right, related to our research area. As Gauri has mentioned during the introduction, I was working in EEG analysis, brain signal analysis for epilepsy detection, prediction, all those topics I was doing with the help of AI. I was analyzing EEG signals, that too invasive EEG signals, signals collected from inside the brain. Some electrodes will be placed inside the brain, and we will collect some signals from there, and we'll analyze them, and we'll try to predict EEG. We'll try to detect the zone from where EEG is coming from. In some, I'm sorry, epilepsy is coming from. In some epilepsies, the signals start from a particular point, like an earthquake. So if you can find that particular point, these kinds of epilepsies are focal epilepsies. If we can find that focal point, we can surgically remove that area and we can stop epilepsy from coming up. Anyways, during that period, in the first year, I was doing a lot of literature survey, and for that, I used to browse through a number of websites. I used to go to IEEE websites, Springer websites, all these websites. I used to go and search through different topics to find relevant papers. But it was a hustle, I always felt. There were some tools available, but none of them were perfect. But these days, with the help of AI, it's comparatively quite easy. If we can simply write some kind of keywords here, then something like this, EEG and surgical outcome, something like that. I just typed something last day itself. How effective is EEG based electrogenic zone identification in predicting surgery outcomes in patients with drug resistant focal? This is something too technical. Don't worry about it. If you're not somebody working in this area, you might feel like this is some kind of other language. But don't worry about that. Just type in your research topic, and they're going to give you the papers which were really, related to this particular topic, and you can simply see it here. This website is known as Elicit. Just keep an eye on that. Okay. So you can see the title of this particular paper, Neurophysiological Solution Set Predictors, which was released in 2019. And you can see the abstract here, right? And if you go for the next one again, you can go inside and find more details about that website. They will take you to that site itself. It's a Springer, I think published by Springer. Just give me a second. Okay. So likewise, you can find multiple research papers in this particular domain. That's the biggest advantage of AI. You have to simply type in some keywords, and they will find all the research papers related to that particular domain. Earlier, we had to do it ourselves. That was very difficult. Okay. So this is one website I would like to introduce. The second one will be connected papers. This is also a very interesting paper, an interesting website. I feel like it was there earlier while I was doing my PhD. And this is an excellent website. I love this website. If you have some paper with you, something you took as reference, if you want to find what are some of the related papers, without in Elicit, we were typing the keywords, right? While we type some keywords or some query, they will find research papers related to that one, right? If you ask something to ChatGPT or Gemini, don't trust it blindly. Okay, you should already know it. As teachers, you have experienced this one. Most of the times, the research papers they give out might not be accurate. Most of the details are, even now, most of the details are wrong because they have collected data from multiple sources, not just from proper scientific journals. Instead, they have collected information all around the globe. So a number of things are still wrong there. They will cite wrong papers, they will cite wrong author, they will cite factually wrong information. So don't simply believe this ChatGPT, Gemini, or anything like that. That's where these tools like Elicit is exceptional, because if you ask them, they will browse only these scientific research papers, not the entire internet. Instead, they will go through this database of scientific papers alone. Then from that, they'll try to answer our queries. You can ask more questions and they will answer it like ChatGPT itself, and they will show us the corresponding reference papers as well, right? So this is much more accurate when compared to ChatGPT or Gemini. That's why you should use tools specifically made for research purpose for these kinds of works. Okay, just keep that in mind. And we were talking about connected papers. Once you have a base paper, you want to identify some of the papers related to that. That's the next biggest task. We will take a paper, we'll go to the reference of that one, we'll try to identify some paper from that one. Again, we'll go try search and find that particular paper. Is it available for download, or we'll go through the uh, abstract and all these things. This is a tough task. That's where this connected papers comes in handy. Uh, if I select some paper and I randomly took something, okay, this is not related to my research. Instead, science, mapping, software tools, review, analysis, and corporate experiment. Some research paper from 2011, right? And you can see this is that particular research paper, 2011 paper. You can see it here. You can see what are the papers connected to, most connected to this particular research paper. You can see in 2017, somebody released a paper which is connected to this particular research paper. They would have added reference to this particular, cited this particular research paper. That's why this connection is there. And you can see one more paper in 2012 from the same author, I hope. So you can see that uh, you get the connection. This line, when this line becomes thicker, that shows higher correlation between the two papers, right? And one more thing, if the circle is bigger, you can see bigger circle. That means that paper has been cited by more people. I think this is the most cited paper in this particular domain area. If I click on top of that one, you can see around 17,722 citations have been made for this particular paper. Software survey, PRS, or something. I don't know what this is. I randomly took some topic, that's it. So there's a big advantage, right? Even this particular reference paper that we took, it has around 2,666 citations, and you can simply get the details. You can simply get the abstract, all these topics here itself, and even you can take it into Elicit, and from there you can find the related papers, and you can ask some queries to Elicit. They're going to answer all those queries. Okay? So just keep an eye on these tools. And similarly, one more tool is there, Research Rabbit. This is something similar. You will be able to find similar papers and other things as well. Just go through this one as well. You can simply type in some DOI numbers, title of some journals, uh, research papers. They're going to find you something related to that one. I don't know whether no, I haven't added anything to something, maybe EEG, epilepsy detection. Let's try something. I'm trying something randomly. Once you do that, they'll search and they'll find some research papers. And again, 2018 epilepsy detection from EEG signals. Somebody released a paper named Shamila. You can click on top of it and you can see the abstract and other things. And even you can see the references for that particular site. How many references are there? Around 62 people have cited this particular paper in their research. Similar papers around the research lab just found around 1,700 similar research articles to this one. You can simply click on top of it. They will show you all. They will show you kind of a map itself. This map is not as good as connected papers. website, but still it works. You can see some of the research papers aligned to this one, so you can use this tool to find similar papers. So this makes our life easier. During my research days, it was very tough to find the papers connected to the first one and write a survey paper, right? Research survey. It was very difficult. But if you can do it, I would recommend you, if you are somebody who is doing PhD, then definitely in the first couple of years, you should write a literature survey paper, right? Go through literatures and submit a research survey paper, then that will be a good thing, so that in the end, while you are writing your PhD thesis, life will be much, much, much more easier. Uh, I didn't do it. My instructor guided, asked me to do it. I went through a number of papers. I wrote the main details on that, but I never wrote that paper. I was very hesitant to write a complete literature survey paper. But you should do it. That helps you while you write your final thesis. So that's my recommendation. If you are somebody doing a PhD, the first couple of years itself, try to write a survey paper, right? Anyways, you can use these kinds of tools. Life is much more easier these days, not like what we used to do, right? So make use of these tools. So now AI is helping us to make life easier by faster review process and better understanding of research gaps. So by going through all these papers, we'll be able to identify what are the research gaps. And if you find some papers, very important papers, you can simply upload it to ChatGPT and ask the same thing. Can you summarize these topics and can you tell me some research gaps that might be possible? That's also a possibility, but always when you are using these kinds of tools, be ethical and be sure that the facts they are spitting out are correct. Sometimes they might go wrong. Just keep an eye on that. If they are telling you something, you yourself has to make sure whatever they are telling is correct, right? So that's something you have to do. So two things have been completed. First one is idea generation. You can use ChatGPT and Gemini or Claude for idea generation, and I've introduced some tools for research purpose. Then the next thing is planning. Again, once you did all your research, you decided, okay, this is the topic I'm going to work on. This is the gap area I found. I'm going to solve this particular topic problem. That's my aim for the next 1 year. I decided that one. Then the next thing is planning, right? We have to plan how are we going to execute this particular problem. How are we going to solve this problem? Then we can again use the help of ChatGPT or tools like Gemini or Claude. Claude is an excellent tool in some areas, so make use of that one as well. So you can simply pass in, this is the topic I'm going to work on, or I want to solve this problem. How should I do it? What are the tech stacks I should work on, or what are the things I should keep in mind? Just ask them, and they'll tell you. They'll clearly tell you, even if you are not. You might be doing some software related project, but you might not have any experience in software development. Still, this Gemini or ChatGPT will give you an idea. You have to start from this particular point, and then first you have to do this step, then you have to do the second step, you have to do the third step, finally you have to host it somewhere in AWS or something like that. They'll tell you, so you can make use of that. Earlier we had to go find an expert in that area, then we have to go to that expert, find his time, we have to ask him for some permissions, we have to wait for him. It was very difficult. I even remember while I was doing my PhD again, once I was in Calicut Medical College to meet a doctor to get some ideas on EEG and other things. I just waited for him a whole day and he didn't even show his face. I had to go home without even seeing him for some basic informations. I read some papers or read some books. It was very confusing since I'm not a medical person from an engineering background. Reading a medical book, it was not easy for me. I had to clarify some doubts. That's it. If AI was there, I could have done it quite easily. I didn't have to wait a complete day for that particular person. Right? So currently, for planning purpose, definitely you should use these kinds of tools. Just ask those tools. These are the things I'm planning to do. What are the tech stacks, or what are the steps I should follow to achieve this goal? They'll tell you, okay, these are the things you should do so that in this much amount of time you'll be able to complete this one. So make use of that. And finally, for development purpose, definitely you'll be using AI. I know If you are a researcher or a student, especially BTech students, they will be definitely using uh, these AI tools in order to develop things. If they are doing it on their own, okay, definitely that's the point. If they are buying it from somewhere else, definitely they will not be doing it. But still, if they are doing it on their own, they'll be using coding and development tools. Again, there are a number of tools that came up in the last 1 year or 1.5 years. And I started using the first tool I started using was GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot was free for researchers at that point, and I started using GitHub Copilot, and that's an excellent tool for code writing codes. And they will autocorrect out codes. They will, if you want to write some codes, you can simply prompt, and they will write the entire code. That's one possibility. You can integrate it into your code editor, and from there you'll be able to write the entire code with the help of AI. So that's an excellent tool. And then Cursor AI came in. Cursor was a coding environment or something like a VS Code where everything is connected to AI. You can simply prompt it, and you can connect different AI models to Cursor, and they will prompt to write everything on the codes they will write. And there is something known as Replit AI as well. Before that, I would like to mention the code editors from OpenAI. Codex. Codex is something we use in our company these days for development purposes. Codex is something we regularly use. And before that, the best tool was Cloud Code. We used to use that earlier. Then OpenAI released Codex, and Codex just came over this Cloud Code, and Codex is the best tool right now. And maybe in the next couple of months, some other tool might come up that's even better than this Codex. So just that's why I told you just keep an eye on them. Anyways, one problem with almost all these tools are they will charge you a bit higher. They will be giving you tokens, and whenever you try to do something, that tokens will expire, and you'll have to purchase those tokens again. That's one problem with Codex or this Cloud Code. These are the issues we face as developers in our company. We face these kinds of issues. Anyways, we are using AI definitely for this purpose. Something which we used to do in 6 months' time, we are able to make that happen in less than a week these days. We want to deploy something, it will take less than a month. A simple web application we can easily deploy for with the complete scaling, all those things we will be able to do that in 1 month's time. Uh, Something simple, it should not be very complex, but still we'll be able to do it in a month's time these days. We are using AI to a greater extent. So I'll show you one tool that you could use, that is Replit. Even for beginners, this is very simple, nothing complex. I'll just show you that as well. Replit is a tool that can make websites, apps, web applications, all these things. I think I'll load something that I've already tested. Last day I was trying to use it. Okay. I just tried building a website for IES engineering knowledge. Okay, I didn't go to the website or anything like that. I randomly prompted it. After coming here, I randomly prompted this Replit, something like, what did I prompt it? Build a web page for my engineering college. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing clear, no clear prompt. Just a vague prompt. I just wanted to see how they are going to perform. Okay. So I just gave it some vague prompt, build a web page for my engineering college. That's it. Then they asked me, what's the name of your engineering college? So I thought IES is conducting this particular FDP, so I'll give IES name itself. IES Engineering College Trishur I just gave, and that's it. They just spent almost 2 or 3 minutes, and they gave me this particular website. It's an excellent starting point, at least, right? IES College of Engineering Academic Campus Life Admission Contact Admissions of 2024. I don't know why it's 24 anyways. Engineering, the future of Kerala, rooted in Trishul's academic heritage. We built, even the terms are quite good, right? A legacy of academic excellence, about IES, all these things. I don't know. I think the details of principle is not correct, right? Anyways, established. And no, I haven't actually checked anything. I randomly gave some prompt and they gave out this particular website. That's it. But this looks too good. Earlier, if you wanted to create something like this, we have to hire a team. We had to spend some money. Maybe they might charge you 1 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees to just create this particular website. Currently, if somebody is there who is good with prompting, they can make it happen. It might not be that easy, but still you have to prompt it whenever there is some kind of an error. Just tell that this kind of an error is there. They're going to make it happen, right? So this is a tool you can definitely use to develop websites or web applications or even mobile applications you can create using this one, and they help you to publish this one as well. You can simply publish it and you can host it. They're going to give you excellent applications, excellent things. Just make use of tools like this. Again, they will charge you based on tokens. So initially you will get some tokens. You can give it a try. Now you need it, you have to pay them. That's how this AI landscape completely works, right? So you have to expect that. So just keep an eye on this tool as well. Replit as well. That's an excellent tool. Similar tools, other tools are also there. Okay, so these are some of the things for coding and development purposes. Okay, so where are we? We're talking about idea generation, research, planning, and development. We can use AI for development purposes. And finally, for documentation and presentation. Definitely, you know it, right? We'll be using AI for documentation and uh, this one, right? So documentation and presentations. Documentation definitely you'll be using ChatGPT and other things. And finally, for presentation, I'll give you some of the tools. Some of them you might already know them, right? Canva is one of the best tool to design something. Canva contains AI, even though Canva's AI is not the best, but still it makes the work done. In my company, majority of the things are being done with the help of Canva. Recently, our team has created a complete book with the help of Canva. We edited everything in Canva and sort of did a book with the help of Canva. Canva's paid plan we took, and it contained almost all the tools we need. I just mentioned Canvas AI is not that great, but still it's evolving much faster, quite faster. So maybe next 6 months or 1 year, that will be there with compete with Gemini or ChatGPT. Okay. So you can use Canva to generate posters. If some of you are not familiar with Canva, you can simply go to Canva website, and from there, if you want to make a design, or something is there, make a splash with Peppa Pig design. I don't know what they're doing here. Just click on top of that, and they'll give you some Hindi. We'll go for English. Okay. You'll get some templates, and top of that, you can do something. You can create some videos, create some posters, create something with the help of this one. And even these days, we don't even use Canva for poster generation at all. We simply give it to ChatGPT, and they do give excellent designs. Right? We just take them to Canva to do some modifications. Earlier, we used to pay Photoshop and other themes, other softwares like that to create all these things. These days, for simple designing and other things, this Canva is more than enough. We don't have to pay a huge amount for these kinds of Photoshop or tools like that. Even though if you want to do professional designing, you need all those tools. That's true. But to make the work done, these kinds of tools are enough, right? So another one is Gamma AI. If you're not familiar with Gamma, you've been seeing my PPT, no? This has been completely designed with Gamma. I didn't do anything. I just made some editing to the original one. The complete PPT that you are seeing right now is built by Gamma. I gave, I created an outline. What are the things I'm going to take in this particular session? I gave it to ChatGPT and asked them, how can anything else I should add, or what are the things I should change? And they told me to make some changes. I made it accordingly, and I told ChatGPT to make 25 slides out of this so that I can present for almost 45 minutes. So they gave me the complete outline of 25 slides. I just copied those 25 slides and put it into the Gamma AI, and I just pasted it there. That's it. And they did the rest of the work. They just created this website. I'm sorry, this complete PPT, and I just made some corrections to that one. That's it. All right, some simple corrections I made. That's the only thing I did. So Gamma AI is one tool you have to keep an eye on it. If you want the website details, I'll share in the chat box. Is needed, or you can simply search for these tools. I've mentioned a number of tools. I hope you have taken a note of that one, right? If not, please let me know so that in the end I'll share everything in the chat box if needed, right? Or I'll try to share this PPT itself if it's needed. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so keep an eye on Gamma AI. Just to look at this particular design. I didn't do anything. It's simply the alignment. Majority of the things have been done by with the help of Gamma itself. You see, I didn't add any images. I just told them the slide one should be contents of slide one. That's it. They just designed it. This picture has been drawn by Gamma AI, and this is not the best. I will not say that this is the best, but still it works. It just makes the work done, right? And it's very consistent. All the alignments you can see. I didn't align anything. I didn't go to PPT or any other PowerPoint or any other tools like that to align everything. The color codes, they have done the color coding. And this one, I think, after they did it in some other way, and I asked them to modify it into something like this, and they did it. And there were some options available. They just did that. Look at this; it's quite good, right? And in these pictures, there are some problems present. Maybe in the next 1 year, this one, not even 1 year, maybe in the next couple of months itself, things will get even better. So just keep an eye on Gamma AI. Don't spend too much time playing with these PowerPoints and tools like that. You can use AI tools like this. Again, if you want to create something bigger, you might have to pay them. That's the only issue with these AI tools. But it makes our life easier. So if you are ready to pay, it will be much more easy for you. That's it. Okay, guys, for designing and creating posters and presentations, you can use Gamma. And another one is Napkin AI. This is just to create some visuals, just to create some posters, just to create not posters, these kinds of diagrams. This is too useful if you are a research person or people like that. Then you can draw pictures like this, and you can simply give some details, and they will draw pictures like this. So this is an excellent tool that you could try. I'm not going to that; it's already getting late. So let's go ahead, move ahead. So keep an eye on all these tools. Let me repeat, there are many other tools. I just mentioned something that came into my mind or came, ChatGPT told me that's it. Right? There might be better tools. There might be different tools as well. These are some of the tools I used, right, or that came across my screen. That's it. There might be better tools available, or in the next coming days, definitely there will be better tools. It's a completely evolving landscape. It will take maybe 2 or 3 years more to settle down. So during this period, a number of tools will come up. Just keep an eye on that. So finally, for document and report writing, obviously you can use AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, and we used to Grammarly was even there while I was writing my thesis. I used to rely on Grammarly a lot. I used to write everything, and Grammarly will correct everything. Majority of the sentences I wrote would have some kind of grammatical errors. They would correct it. I used to use Grammarly and tools like that during that period itself. So these days, ChatGPT and Gemini will do the majority of the work. Right? Okay, so only thing is AI assist writing. Students remain responsible for content accuracy. So only students, even if you are writing something, just be sure you are responsible with what you write. AI might give you something wrong. Just keep an eye on that. Okay. So I hope that's clear. We have talked about a number of things on student project development and development, how we can use AI for student projects. That introduce you to some tools. So I would recommend you to not tell students to use AI. Most of the teachers might be telling students don't use AI, do it on your own like that. But I would recommend you, if you tell them something like that, they will go to some project center that I used to run like back then. So they will come to us, they will give some ready-made project to them, and they will come and present it to you. Right? So don't do that. Better sit with them, tell them to use AI in a responsible manner. Teach them how they can prompt. They know it better than us most of the times. These students are too smart, so we don't have to teach them prompt. Anyways, just tell them to use ChatGPT for ideation. Just tell them to create ideas using ChatGPT or some other tool. And once they come with those ideas, don't simply look at that and tell them to make some blind changes. I used to see those kinds of changes. I do remember one of the projects. What was the project? Some of the teachers used to tell students something which can never be achieved. Right? They'll simply blindly tell them add these many things as well to the project so that the project will look big. Don't do that. Okay, just do your research as well. Just take the abstract they gave. At least give it to ChatGPT and ask them what are the things we could make better or how difficult is this one. Just ask them and then only tell them to make changes. Okay, just do your work as well. Don't simply put everything on the students' head. That's my humble request. Okay, so these prompt engineering emphasize verification and encourage students to post AI outputs. That's I've been telling you. Maintain academic integrity, right? Don't use AI for everything. Instead, use AI in a responsible manner. And whenever you're giving some assignments, I would recommend you to give assignments to students or homework to students. Whenever you do that, make use of AI itself. Ask them to create something with the help of ChatGPT related to the topic you just taught them, so that they will have to think a bit and they can create some application with the help of ChatGPT. That's a possibility. They have all the tools available. They can build something instead of simply by hearting and writing it in the exam. Make them do it. That's what we are doing at our company. We are providing trainings for young kids, maybe students in the age group 4 to 15. That's the age group we are catering. And while I was teaching in engineering college and while I was doing projects, I understood that current generation students don't have any logical thinking. So can we build logic? That's the agenda of Logic Box. I just mentioned it between. That's it. So, anyways, make use of these AI tools and tell them to use AI tools again. Okay. And the next topic, AI for internships and placements. And you can use AI for resume creation. You can use AI for cover letters. You can use AI for LinkedIn profiles. You can use AI for interview preparations. You can use AI for portfolio building. And just read through some of this. Most of these you already know. So I don't want to explain everything. Resume building, right? Whenever you're creating a resume, you or your student is creating a resume, they can definitely use ChatGPT. Don't create a resume for all the jobs the same. Don't send the same resume for all jobs. Currently, I'm an employer. Whenever somebody comes for an interview or applies for a particular job, whenever we release a job post, more than hundreds of applicants come to us, right? So we have to sort them. The first thing we do is we will go through the resumes or we will pass it to some ATS softwares, applicant tracking systems, and they will spit out, okay, these are the best candidates. Consider these things first. They will rank the candidates according to the resumes itself. So yeah, the resume you're creating, even though it does not look visually appealing, it should contain everything that an ATS system is okay with, right? So keep an eye on that. Write simple things and write things that are necessary for the job you're applying, not something general as BTech or degree level students. They won't have a lot of things to write unless they have done some excellent projects. If they have done some projects, they have to include that in the resume, or else just write what they know rather than writing their academic plus 2 marks, 10th mark. That's definitely good. But rather than that, as an employer, I'm looking for skills, right? If somebody comes for interview, I normally don't look at the what where did they study or what marks they obtained in 10th grade. I normally don't care that. Other than that, most of the times I'll be looking at what skills they possess. Do they have the skills for the job we are going to give them? That's what we are trying to identify. So keep an eye on that whenever you are creating a resume. Try to meet the requirements of the employer. Okay, that's the first thing you have to keep an eye on. So use ChatGPT, use Canva. Canva contains a number of ATS friendly already templates are there, right? So you can just use those templates and build something on top of that. That's a possibility. And there's a website known as Resume Verdict. Using this website, you can simply upload your. You have to sign in and you have to upload your resume, and they will score it. They will tell you, okay, your resume scored 78 out of this one or 100 out of this one. So this is a website. There are other websites as well which does the same thing. Just one thing, one website. That's it. So use websites like these and pass in your resume, and they'll tell you whether your resume is ATS friendly or how much score they would take. Eventually, it's not the resume; it's your skill set. Just keep an eye on that as well. Okay. And then you have to update your LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the perfect tool for job search these days. Use AI to create a perfect LinkedIn profile where you can write your expertise rather than writing your academy, as I mentioned, academic marks and other things. Write down what are the things you're working on, what are the findings you made, or something like that in your LinkedIn profile, so that whenever an employer like me looks into that, we feel like, okay, this guy has some exposure in this particular area, or he's an expert in this area. Let's try him. That kind of feeling will be there. So create a good LinkedIn profile where you make good connections with people. in your area, if you want to work in this particular area, try finding some people in that particular domain and try connecting with them. And before doing that, create a good LinkedIn profile where you mention everything. I created this one or I created this project and something like that. So that when somebody looks into your profile, they feel like, okay, this guy is okay. This is a good person. You can consider this person like that. So make sure you have a good LinkedIn profile. And for interview preparation, you can use ChatGPT or Gemini for this tool. Or there are some special AI tools like Final Round AI. This is an excellent tool. I recently came across this one. And if you go here, they have mock interviews. If you just click on top of a mock interview, they'll start the interview, right? They'll request our video and audio access, and there'll be some person, something like a person will be there, a demi person will be there. They'll be asking us queries, and we have to answer them, and they'll be rating everything. They'll be doing the complete analysis. We can simply lie. Normally, in an interview, the person at the other end might not be an expert in all the areas. In some of the topics, if you feel like that person does not have an expertise in that area, we'll simply lie something like will simply say something. But that's not the case here. AI knows everything. So if you lie, if you tell them that I'm an expert in this particular area, they're going to ask you questions from that area itself. So that's the biggest problem with current generation AI assisted interviews. Okay, so recently I came across a video where somebody was explaining that they applied to a multinational company, and in the first couple of rounds, the interview was completely done by AI. First round was a written interview where you have to chat with a chatbot, an AI chatbot, where chatbot will ask you some queries and you have to pass in with the help of chat. Then they will analyze yours and tell you score. Okay, you scored this much. You are into the second round. Will say, and the second round as well, an AI agent will come, and that will be a voice-based AI. There will be no face, but instead, an AI voice will be there. That voice will be talking like a human being itself. That person is saying that really talk like a human being, and that human being or that AI will be asking queries, and you have to answer them. They'll be analyzing everything, your movements, your style of presentation, your communication skills, technical skills, all these things. AI will assist. And after completing these two interviews, he's saying like he got a letter from the company saying that the original interview is going to happen. You are selected for the third round. A real person will be there for the interview. That's how they're ending that particular video. Anyways, this is real. Many companies have already started. So you can also use AI for interview preparation. You simply go to ChatGPT or tools like that and simply ask them. I am a person who would like to work in this particular area. And I just tried it today morning. I don't know. Why is it like this? Why did I get logged off? I don't know. I was using it in 5 minutes back. I don't know. Somehow I got logged out. Okay. Anyways, I'll do it later. No issues. You can use ChatGPT for this purpose itself. You have to simply ask them what are the things you're doing, and they'll start the interview. They'll ask you, tell me something about the job you're applying for, or tell me about yourself, and you have to simply reply, and they'll go for the next question. I just tried it, and it works great. So you have to take help from AI to understand what are the questions that might come from an interviewer's perspective. And you can do these mock interviews with the help of final round AI or simple ChatGPT itself. This helps us to practice answers, and it gives us confidence, improved confidence, and it tells us the feedback, right? You are weak in this particular area. Try learning all these things. That's something they'll do. And also they'll analyze our skill gaps and they'll tell us. We can simply ask them. I'm a third year mechanical engineering student, compare my skills with industry expectations and suggest a 3 month learning roadmap. And they'll tell us, okay, learning plans, first month you do these things. They might tell you some certification suggestions. They might tell you career pathways. Okay, once you are there, these are the job roles you can apply for. All these things they'll tell you. And they'll help us identify our skill gaps and which are the areas we should work on. So make use of AI to find these skill gaps and upskilling yourself upskill yourself with the help of AI. Right. So and finally, for portfolio developments, if you you or if your teacher is just suggest your students to create some portfolio websites. They can create their own portfolio website with some of the projects they've already done. As I mentioned, whenever somebody comes for a software related job, I will be simply looking into the project they've done. If they have mentioned some projects they have done, I'll be looking for whether they have posted it somewhere. Can I see that? If I can see that, I'll understand. At the same moment, I'll understand that, okay, this person is good. They might give link to their GitHub repository with some documentation, something. You can simply go there and after looking into those GitHub repositories, and understand this person is good in this area. You can consider him like that, right? So do good projects, showcase them. That's the only way to get jobs in the coming years. As an employer, I don't care degrees. I recently hired a person who is good in robotics, who has 8 supplees, right? 8 supply in their BTech final year, and I don't care since they are able to. He's too good in robotics, so why should I let him go just for that degree? If he can make the job done, I don't care. I don't care what degree they possess or how many supplees he has. No issue for me. Anyways, just ask your students to create some good projects so that they can showcase it to some employer, showcase it to some employer. Write some technical blogs if possible, or at least you should do some a good GitHub repository with some good projects which they could show to the employer. Right? So this is something you could try, and I'll skip these demos. These are the things you already know. You don't want to spend too much time. So whenever you are using this AI, don't simply copy paste and submit. Don't create some fabricated references. Plagiarism is definitely an issue. Whenever you're using AI, they will cite someone else's, they will copy someone else's words as such. It's an issue with AI. So plagiarism will be definitely there. You have to keep an eye on that. Don't over rely on AI. All of us are going to rely on AI a lot in the coming years, but still don't over rely. Uh, you should be the person in control. Don't let AI control everything, right? And also blind trust in AI outputs. Don't trust it blindly. They will go wrong. Just understand that AI is trained on data. And this data comes from everybody, from you, from me, and everybody in the world. There might be some expert in that area. There might be somebody who wrote something else, zero troubleshooting in that area. They would have gone through all those things, and they also might be confused. So they might give you some results which are not factually correct. So don't blindly trust AI for outputs, especially this Gen Z kids, current generation, degree kids. They do most of the things in ChatGPT. Right? Whenever we ask them something earlier, we used to go to Google and type everything. These people simply goes to ChatGPT and type it there. That's what they are currently doing. So they have a trust to ChatGPT. Tell them that don't trust it blindly. They might give factually wrong information. Right. So use AI responsibly. Uh, so AI usage framework should be think, ask, verify, and apply. Think first. Whenever you want to create something, you should think about it. Don't blindly go to AI and make it do things. Instead, you have an idea, you create an outline, then ask AI. Then, whenever it gives you some details, verify the facts, whether the things AI told you are factually correct. Make sure that everything is correct. Then apply your knowledge to make it better. Right? AI would give you some results. Make it better with the help of the knowledge you possess. AI should enhance learning. AI should not simply replace it. So make sure you think first, ask AI, verify the facts, and apply knowledge. So something like this kind of a framework you have to create. And finally, AI, my recommendations would be encourage students to use AI for brainstorming, encourage students to use AI to verify their outputs which they got. Cite AI assistance when required. Whenever they use AI for a particular tool, work better if you can cite it. If you can cite it properly. I use this AI for this particular purpose. That's a good thing. That's a good practice. And focus on problem solving. That's the important thing. Let the problem is solved. You make sure that the problem is solved rather than focusing too much on whether students are using AI or not. Let them use it. Let them use it clearly. Leave them. Just let them use it so that they can confidently create something. That is what is needed. Even if they use AI or not, that doesn't matter. They should be problem solvers. They should be able to solve problems. As I mentioned, that's the idea of Logic Box itself, my company itself. Right? So let them build original projects rather than buying it from some companies earlier that I used to run that time. Instead, build them, let them build their own projects, let them create their own things. You just help them, let them use AI, every tools available, let them code everything in AI, no issues. We do the same thing in industry, we are doing the same thing, we are using AI. Only thing, they should have the basic logic, fundamental logic, how they can solve that issue, right? Can they solve the problems? Perfectly fine, let them use any tool they have. So that's my humble request to you people, right? And finally, human intelligence plus AI is future readiness. AI is needed. You can't live without AI in the coming years. So use AI responsibility, build stronger projects, prepare for internships or career interviews, develop career ready skills, become lifelong learners. You have to keep on learning. Even now, I'm still learning a number of things every day. So I have to keep on learning. There's no escape. That's it from my end. I think I've gone beyond at least 10 minutes. Sorry for that. Anyways, that's it from my end for the time being. If you have some queries, you may please shoot, or else this is my LinkedIn profile. I'll share it in the chat box. In the meantime, if you have some queries, please ask. I'll try to answer. I shared my LinkedIn profile in the chat. You can connect with me if interested, and ask me some queries if you have. Right? If you have some queries right now, I'll try to answer them. You may please ask. Okay, I think there are no queries present. So we'll slowly wind up the session. I hope I was able to give you an idea on some of the tools present. Yeah, let me repeat. There are a number of tools out there. Don't think that these are the only tools available. Just keep an eye on them. Search yourself. Find better tools. There will be better tools, or better tools will come up in the next 6 months. It's a constantly evolving landscape. Keep an eye on all the tools which are coming up on a daily basis, right? That's the only way to survive for the next couple of years, right? That's it from my end for the time being. If you don't have any queries, that's it from my end. Yuri, can we wind up the
Okay,
session?
sir. Okay, sir. If there are no further questions, we may now proceed to the next part of feedback.
Okay.
So before we conclude today's session, if anyone would like to express their views or share their key takeaways, please feel free to unmute yourself and speak now.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Alka. I'm Alka from
Okay.
Department of ECE. The session was very useful because I could relate to the things you were saying. Like while we were doing the BTech or MTech and we were doing our thesis and all, it was too difficult. We had to search all in Google and we had to find what is best and all. But now with AI, it has become very easy. Or we can it. Like you said, we cannot trust blindly on AI, but still we can make it easier. So that part was good. And one query I had to ask. So in this era, we are using wipe coding for coding. So if wipe coding is present, will it replace the original coding, or can we trust wipe coding for everything?
Vibe coding means simply coding, asking AI agents to write the codes, right? That's the only
Yeah. Yes.
meaning of vibe coding.
So
Let me tell you,
so
we
with
are doing the same thing in our company. We released an
okay.
application that we have been developing for almost 10 years. We were getting stuck at different points due to different reasons. And after that, we started using Cloud Code initially and then Codex. We were able to release that in less than 6 months, right? So
Okay.
the thing is, you should have the basic logic. You should know what you're doing. Unless you know what exactly you're doing, you'll get stuck at some point. You can't
Okay.
go beyond a particular point if you're not an expert in that area. So if you're
Okay.
somebody who has at least an intermediate level expertise in the domain what you're trying to solve, problem you're trying to solve, then definitely this vibe coding will help you. You should
Okay.
not do the complete coding. Most of the coding can be done with the help of AI, but as I
Vibe coding.
mentioned, you should have the basic logic.
Yeah, so something backfires, we should know how to
Yeah,
solve
exactly.
that.
It
Yeah.
has to backfire. It will backfire, obviously.
Yeah.
Even after a number of testing processes, we released an application last month, and many things.
Okay.
Right now, we are getting a number of bugs, bug reports. So it will,
Okay.
many things will go wrong if you are creating a commercial application. Definitely, a number of things will go wrong. But then you should have a team who has some idea. When some bugs come in, they should have an idea.
Okay.
Okay, this is from where the error would be coming from. Let me ask
Okay.
AI to correct that one rather than blindly telling it, okay, I got this kind of an error, somehow correct it. Instead,
Mhm.
you have to tell it, okay, this is from where the error might be coming from. Just correct that error.
Okay. Mm. So the responsible AI usage, that also was a good thing, because blindly trusting AI won't work, but because our thinking capacity also will get roted, I guess.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank you so much, sir. That was a wonderful session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this wonderful and highly informative session. So, before we conclude today's session, I request all the participants to kindly share their valuable feedback through the feedback form provided in the chat. And your feedback is important to us and will help us improve future programs. And kindly note that the submission of the feedback form is mandatory for attendance and certificate processing. Therefore, I request everyone to complete the feedback form before leaving the session. And once again, thank you, sir, and thank you all the participants for your active participation and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.
Record.